British drivers love their roadsters, so they have been blessed with the introduction of not just one, but two desirable two-seaters in 2007, the Audi TT and the Alfa Romeo Spider. Both cost around £26,000 and both have front-wheel drive, yet they are like chalk and cheese. Here we test the Alfa Spider to see just what the Italian can bring to the party. Alfa Romeo makes beautiful cars. Not always, that's for sure, but aside from the occasional aberration, they always stand out in a crowd, and the 2007 Alfa Spider is no exception. There's the trademark front grille, the latest triple light stack, and an aggressive front overhang. A good start. But things don't hang together quite as well around the back end, where, despite the 4 exhausts, it all looks a bit too stubby. Inside, the Spider has a typically charismatic Alfa interior, with deep-set orange on black dials, Italian lettering, lots of stitched leather and metal panelling. Style over substance perhaps, for it lacks the quality feel and finish of the Audi TT. But worst of all is the driving position. The seat is simply too high and lacking in lateral support. You feel perched up high, and for some drivers their head will even touch the roof. Rearwards visibility is seriously compromised in the roof-up position too. Then there's the whole steering wheel pedals relationship that, despite loads of adjustment, is far from perfect. That might be forgivable if the Alfa over-delivered in other areas, but it doesn't. This 2.2 litre petrol car has 185 brake horsepower. That sounds good, and press the starter button and there's promise from the purposeful engine note. But it doesn't translate to reality. 8.8 seconds to 62 miles per hour is nothing better than okay. And you have to work the engine and the notchy gear change hard to achieve even that. The steering is weighty and direct, but curiously passes little information though to the driver. There is tons of grip, so cornering speeds are impressive, but there's something decidedly wrong with the way this whole car has been set up for British roads. One moment the Spider has more body roll than a true sports car should have in corners, the next the whole car feels too stiffly sprung, shaking about and unable to deal with any road surface that's less than perfectly smooth. Even on the standard 17-inch wheels, the suspension feels too stiff, and that makes the whole interior horribly wobbly at times. It feels like a car from the previous millennium. It's this lack of attention to detail, like the water pouring in onto the seats when you open the door on a wet day, that so badly lets the Alfa down, especially compared with the precision of the Audi TT. But does it really matter? Haven't Alfas always been flawed gems? Wasn't this Spider always intended to be more of a cruiser than a sports car? Perhaps so, except we are baffled why the Spider doesn't excel at anything more than looking good. Audi can do it, and comprehensively knocks the Alfa Spider for 6. As for good points, there's stylish exterior, good-looking leather seats, and there won't be many of these about. On the downside, it's an unexciting driving experience, there's very poor suspension control, and there's too little attention to the details.